What's the best way to vacation in Alaska? Land or sea? How about both? I took a cruise tour and I've got all the details you need to know to decide if this is the right trip for you. Hi friends, I'm your host Laura Poe and I bring you all the need to know details so you can make the most of your travels. I took an 11-day Denali and Yukon cruise tour with Holland America Line called Y5L. This trip started with 7 days on land, departing from Anchorage, Alaska, followed by 4 days at sea on the Konningsdam. Cruise tours can start or end with the land portion, but I loved beginning on land, so we had the time on the ship afterward to kick back and relax. The official cruise tour started with 1 night in Anchorage. Because I was traveling all the way from Florida, I opted to fly in a couple of days early to avoid any issues with flight delays or cancellations. I'm really glad I did because I had the chance to tour around Anchorage and do some really fun things. I highly recommend checking out the trolley tour here to get a lay of the land and learn some interesting facts about the city. I also brought my parents on this trip to celebrate their retirement. Look how cute they are. We also visited the Anchorage Museum, which was way cooler than I expected. It features lots of fun art and culture, as well as interesting information about the history and stories of Alaska. This is absolutely worth a visit if you're in town. We also stopped by the Anchorage Visitor Center, which is very cute. They even let you mail a postcard for free. To kick off our cruise, we stayed at the Sheraton Anchorage Hotel. It is a little dated, but clean and very conveniently located in downtown Anchorage. I do think it's important to note that when you're visiting Alaska, you'll likely need to adjust your expectations for hotel properties. Most hotels are older and focus more on function over form, so it's not likely that you'll have a luxury option for your accommodations. Most properties have more of a lodge aesthetic, which makes sense for this region. I think as long as you know this going into your trip, you'll have a fantastic time because Alaska is truly one of the most beautiful places you will ever visit. When you book a guided cruise tour, you'll have a tour director who you'll check in with at the hotel. They'll give you a welcome packet of information with all the important logistical details, as well as tags for your luggage. Throughout the land portion of your cruise tour, you'll place the luggage you wish to check outside of your door for pickup, and it will meet you at your next hotel. Your welcome packet will also have any meal plan vouchers if you opt to purchase that. We did decide to get the meal plan, and I'm really glad that we did. Not only was it a great value, it also kept our dining plans easy and stress-free. You can also opt for a la carte and pay as you go if you prefer to have more flexibility with your dining plans. But I think it's important to note that there are limited dining options in some of the destinations that you'll visit. The next day was cold and rainy, but nothing could keep our spirits down because we were boarding the McKinley Explorer train. Our cruise tour included seats in the 2-level glass-domed rail car, and I cannot recommend this enough. It was one of the top highlights of this entire trip, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. Seating is on the 2nd level of the train, and the chairs are very comfortable with plenty of legroom, and they have a power outlet in case you need to charge your devices. The train ride does go through some pretty remote areas, so don't expect to have cell service for the entire ride. The dining car is on the 1st floor of the rail car, and our dining package included a delicious breakfast and lunch later in the day. I really enjoyed getting to dine and take in the fabulous views. My favorite part of the train ride to Denali was the open air platform. I loved standing outside to take in all the stunning scenery, even when it was cold and wet. I mean, look at this. If you're wondering what to pack for your Alaskan cruise, I've got you covered. Head over to curatedbylaurapoe.com/packing list to download a free guide. We arrived at the Holland America Denali Lodge in the afternoon and got checked into our rooms. Our suites were located in the newest area of the property called Ridgeview. These suites are available for an upgrade and I highly recommend them. They have beautiful shared outdoor seating areas with fireplaces, a water refill station, and are the most modern accommodations on the property. My bathroom even had heated floors. The lodge has a complimentary shuttle that takes you anywhere you need to go on property. This is really convenient because the main building is at the top of a pretty big hill. There's so much to do at the lodge, including several restaurants, a cheesy but cute dinner show, some shopping, and an outdoor area with live music and fire pits to roast marshmallows and make s'mores. There's also a walking trail along the back of the property that was so great to explore. Believe it or not, I hiked this trail at midnight because during certain parts of the year, Alaska can get almost 24 hours of sunshine. The sun made it feel more like 7 or 8 p.m., so I loved having the extra time to venture out and get some exercise. The next day, we went on the Tundra Wilderness Tour through Denali National Park. This is another cannot miss activity. The tour takes you via school bus about 43 miles into the park, and it's an amazing opportunity to see so many animals. Our driver was a trained naturalist who made this experience so fun and informative. We saw bears, moose, Dall sheep, and so much more. Pro tip for the school bus: avoid the exit row on this tour because the window will fog up in the cold weather. Also, avoid the seats above the tires because you won't have much legroom. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out and it doesn't cost a thing. Next, we headed on to Fairbanks, Alaska, where we enjoyed a tour aboard the riverboat Discovery, which was an authentic sternwheeler. This was such a unique experience with a lot going on. We got to see a bush pilot demonstration of a takeoff and landing on the water right next to the sternwheeler. We also got to see the dog sled kennel of 4-time Iditarod champion Susan Butcher. And then we visited Achina Village, which is a living museum. I loved getting to experience so much of this local culture, and I left with an even greater appreciation of the passion and the craftsmanship of these traditions. Our next stop was Dawson City, in a Canadian territory of the Yukon. This stop is unique to Holland America Cruise Tours and isn't someplace you'll visit if you take a cruise tour with another cruise company. This was such an interesting place to visit because it played a pivotal role in the gold rush. We got to tour a giant machine used during the gold rush called Dredge Number 4. Although it's no longer operational, it's been preserved as a National Historic Site of Canada, and it's available for guests to tour inside with a guide. This was a surprisingly enlightening look into the evolution of gold mining during such a wild period of history. Most of the buildings in Dawson City are built on stilts, and the sidewalks are raised boardwalks. We learned that this is because deep underground, there's a thick layer of permafrost that makes building directly on top of the ground very unstable. This active layer of permafrost melts in the summer and refreezes in the winter, so anything built directly on top of the ground is vulnerable to shifting and caving in on itself. This town has some very unique traditions, including one called the Sourdough Cocktail Society at the Sourdough Saloon. I'll let you Google that one for more information. A couple of brave people in my group decided to try this experience, but I decided I was better suited to be their photographer. We wrapped up the land portion of our tour with a bus ride to Whitehorse, Yukon. Along the way, we stopped for some truly stunning views at Five Finger Rapids and Emerald Lake. After almost a week of nonstop travel and staying in different hotels almost every night, we took it easy in Whitehorse to rest up for embarking on our cruise ship the next day. I think it's important to point out that the land portion of a cruise tour can be physically demanding. You may have early wake-up calls, a fair amount of walking, and getting up and down on different forms of transportation like buses, trains, and planes, and you may be unpacking and repacking multiple times. The physical demands and pace of a cruise tour may not be for everyone. That said, the interior of Alaska, the part you only see when traveling on land, is stunningly beautiful. My advice is don't wait to visit Alaska, do it now. Cruise day started off beautifully with a transfer to Konningsdam, our Holland America cruise ship. My parents had this incredible signature suite with plenty of space to relax and recharge, and I had this lovely veranda stateroom. We were able to drop off our bags, freshen up, and then head out to enjoy the port of Skagway. We took the White Pass Railway on a scenic train ride in a vintage passenger car on the White Pass Summit route. The views were absolutely stunning, and again, my favorite thing to do was be out on the viewing platform. We passed breathtaking snow-topped mountains, gorges, waterfalls, and went through tunnels before heading back to the ship to set sail. Our second day on board Konningsdam was the main event. We had a beautiful day of glacier viewing, including Glacier Bay, one of the most popular in Alaska. There were so many places to enjoy the view, including the Crow's Nest, which is an indoor area with Glacier Bay National Park experts, and lots of nice treats. I loved listening to the guest lectures up there while enjoying a warm mulled wine. I also loved going out on the bow of the ship to get a different vantage point. We even had some wildlife spotting. And then my favorite spot to enjoy the views was from my balcony. The narration from the onboard experts was broadcast on the stateroom TVs, so I propped open my balcony door and enjoyed the serenity from my own personal viewing platform. Also, planning a trip this big can be stressful, so reach out to a pro who's done it before. I'll take the work out of your vacation, so all you need to do is show up and enjoy. Our last port stop was Ketchikan, and we went on a waterfront and wildlife cruise to see what other animals we could spot. This was a laid-back, easy excursion with a boat that departed from right next to where our cruise ship was docked. We had incredible views of the Konningsdam and also got some amazing wildlife. We even spotted 3 bald eagles in one tree and these adorable harbor seals. This was the perfect way to round out our Alaskan adventure in Ketchikan. I'd never sailed with Holland America before taking this cruise tour, and I honestly can't wait to cruise with them again. This ship was beautiful and had lots of wonderful spaces on board. From this amazing library with so many options to the crow's nest with lots of things to do and the onboard dining venues and friendly service, I was very impressed. Thanks for joining me on this overview of my epic cruise tour in Alaska. No matter the cruise line or ship, I would love to help get you on board with all the best pricing and perks. Drop us a line at curatedbylaurapoe.com. Thanks for watching.